So you recently wrote an article on LinkedIn explaining some of the challenges for this potency loss. And you kind of kicked it off saying that you did a poll of your followers to asking what they think is the most important factor in, preventing potency loss. And it seemed like most people thought it was sort of this emulsion technology or the infusion technology, which is what you were describing. So first of all, do you agree with that assessment? And why do you think people think that that is the most important?
Um, I have seen issues of the downstream potency issues happening, and the root cause could be the emotion, right? I have seen that. But I also have seen many other areas along the supply chain of making the cannabis beverages. When any of the sector has issues or problems, the accumulated effect is contributing to the end results, which is potency loss. So yes, the infusion tech is very important because it's complex, right? Because the infusion tech itself needs to be stable, right? And then when you put that infusion tech, the emulsion or whatever technology into the beverages, it needs to be stable in the beverage. So the self-stability and the beverage stability are two aspects, right? So sometimes it's hard to assume you have a stable emulsion by itself and you're gonna have a stable product. No, we have seen this failure time and time again, and you have to really assess like the two lanes, right? Make sure you have a stable emulsion, but also this is the most interesting part and complex part because emulsion could be 2 to 3 formulas or 4 formulas. This could be 1,000 SKUs, right? They are having different pHs, they have different ingredients, heat stability, packaging. So it's really the wild part of expanding the emulsion into the finished product. So that's where Vertosa actually spent a lot of time understanding our clients from the industry. Okay, what kind of beverage formulation they are, what kind of packaging, co-manufacturers, a testing lab. So I know you're going to dive into it, but that's essentially the whole supply chain that could potentially impact the potency.
Yeah, no, and you're right. We're going to get into kind of the different parts of the supply chain. But before we get onto that, I wanted to ask, so when we're talking about losing potency, how much are we talking about here? Like, is there sort of a standard rate of potency loss?
If you ask me the standards, for beverages, there are regulated beverages by states and there are hemp beverages. So if you ask by state, there is a 10 to 15% variation from the label claim, right? But if you ask me about hemp beverages so far, there is no strict regulation yet, right? So which the industry, I know they're advocating for better regulation, better standards. Yeah, the hemp beverages could have, a huge loss over the shelf life, right? The shelf life brands claim, and some brands may have, not as much lost over the shelf life. Some brands may have a huge loss. So we see this huge difference, and we see there's a big need for the industry to better ourselves because consumer love this product, and consumer need this product. And if we don't do a good job if we lose the trust of consumers and they say, okay, all those hemp beverages are finicky and they don't give me enough milligrams on the claim, I think that's detrimental to the whole thing. So that's where Vertosa we try to lead the conversation and educate our partners and clients. Hey, you need to pay attention to all the details that leads to potency loss. You can't just assume you had a good emulsion, you have a good co-manufacturer, then everything's fine, right? So that's where we want to try to educate people.
Yeah, and I have to imagine with so many different brands out there and so many different products, using so many different technologies that without sort of that standardization, like you're right. I mean, some consumers might experience a potency loss with one brand and sort of apply that to everyone else, where that's not really the case.
Right. I feel the history we're early, right? Yeah. It's 2024. We're early in this cannabis beverage sector, and more research are needed, more regulation are needed, right? So I'm strongly advocate for those to happen.